So for the bonus, we just have these get active activities, and there's multiple activities that you can play with your students. You just pick the activity and then get all the things that you need for it and play it. So these are the three different ones. There's the bean race, and pretty much you're going to set it up like this. You'll have a starting line and a finish line, and each student gets a bowl. And then you're going to fill each bowl with beans, hard ones obviously. And then what you're going to have students do is you can have them, there's two ways to play it. You can either have them start here where the bowl is empty and take a spoon and go there, pick up some beans and take them back and put them in the bowl. Now what I do is I will stand at the starting line, and once they dump their beans in the bowl, I will have my language or my articulation sheets with me, and I will give all of them at the same time. I make all of them wait, and I have them say a sound for each bean they got, or maybe just complete one language task. They all have to wait for each other, and then when I say go, they do it again, or their partner, you can play in teams too, can go. Now why I have them all stand here is because I don't want students just to rush through their language articulation tasks. Now the opposite way is just you have them start here, they take beans out of the bowl, put it in the bowl, and then come back and then complete the task, and then whoever has the most beans in the bowl at the end wins. So those are just the two ways of playing it. Again, I like to stand where they can hear me, and then I complete the task, all of them together, and then we play again. Now each time they go, it only takes like maybe 30 seconds, so we get a lot of repetitions in for the bean race game. Then there's find the match. This one's fun. I hide a bunch of language or articulation cards around the room, and then I have the match of each of those cards in my hand. We sit down, I show the students a card, and they have to complete a language task or say that word 5 times, and then they go and try to find the matching card. Now when they find the matching card, the student who finds it has to complete the task again, and then they get to keep the card. If they don't complete it correctly, I will have if they're okay with it, I'll have the other students try to complete the task, and then maybe they get the card, or maybe that card just goes in the middle pile. The other way that you can do this is have all the students find a bunch of cards. So maybe they each go out and find one each, and then they come back, you pull up a card, and if any of those students has that match, they get to keep it. So there's multiple ways of playing this. Again, I like to have them all complete tasks while they're sitting, go find the match, and then they come back and sit down. Now, to get more done at one time, I will show them a few cards and then have them go look for those couple matches at the same time. So this one is hopscotch. There's 3 ways I play depending on your groups. There's an articulation only group, a language and artic, and a language and artic group. So these could be mixed or just language only groups. So this one, I just draw a hopscotch board up to the number 10. They throw a rock, and whatever it lands on, they have to say their word that many times. So I will have my word list with me, and I'll give them a word, and they have to say it that many times. The language and artic one, this one I place 1 to 2 cards on each square. Again, I have the hopscotch board up to number 10. They take turns throwing the rock, and depending on if they land where they land, they're going to complete that language task or say the word 5 times that is in that square. This one, again, I draw a hopscotch board that goes up to number 10. It's kind of like this one. I have my language list or my word list. They hop to that number, and they either complete the language task or they say their word 5 times, and then they get the amount of points that's indicated on the square. So this is more of a point one, where you can have students count up their points, and whoever has the most at the end wins. Coin toss. This one's kind of fun. Students like to throw things. So these are the number cards, and I just place them in a line, 1 closest to the student and then all the way up to 5 furthest away. If you're working on articulation, I usually use 1 to 5. If it's language tasks, then I usually use 1 to 3. I will have them throw a coin, whichever number the coin lands on or closest to, they have to complete that many language tasks or say their sound that many times, and then they get that amount of points. So I use this, I laminate it, and then I can put their names in these spots and keep their points, and then whoever has the most points at the end wins, and then I can just wipe off the board and play again. So those are the activities that I like to play, especially when it starts to get warmer outside.